The day was just like any other day, came, had class and everything. And then we were, assembled for a meeting. I thought maybe we were going to talk about the season and what we're doing, what's going to happen, some new things coming in. And we had one of the board members there, and Robin and a couple of other people. And I don't know, they looked pretty serious. I didn't know what to expect. I felt like they're going to fire one of us or something like that, or I don't know. But they kind of just spilled the bad stuff to us. I didn't know what to say. I was pretty speechless. It was sad. A lot of people were actually crying, and because they live in Omaha and it's hard for them. They have families and houses and so on.
What I remember is that looking on the board for the schedule that day and seeing that class was cut short, and that there was supposed to be some sort of meeting in the studio, and I was like, oh my gosh, what could we have done that's like so bad that we have to have like this big meeting already? It's been like 2 weeks. And then this guy in a suit walked into the studio, and so I thought, oh, that can't be very good.
I guess I didn't really know what to say or what to feel. I mean, I knew the other dancers had been here for, 3, 5, 10 years, but I was pretty new to it. I felt, pretty helpless.
I think everyone was pretty shocked. I don't know if we just thought it would continue on forever, but a lot of us have been here a long time and worked together a lot and had plans, and it's your life. It's what you're used to and what you're working hard for.
It just felt like it was a nightmare. I just didn't think that it was real, that this could actually be happening, that professional dance was dead in Omaha, that was no longer there. And when I heard the news that it was folding, I was depressed, and I mean, it wasn't just me. I was looking around and everybody was devastated. Everybody was crying, and we just didn't know what to do from there.
My name is Erica Overturf. I'm the artistic director of Ballet Nebraska, and we started the company in 2009, founded the company when we heard the news that Omaha Theater Ballet would be closing. And a little bit about my background: I'm from Dubuque, Iowa, and I went to college at the University of Utah at their dance department. And then I danced professionally in Alabama. I performed with Montgomery Ballet and Alabama Ballet. And then I came to Omaha, where I've been for 6 years, dancing with Omaha Theater Ballet and also working choreographing, and became resident choreographer. We got to do a really nice variety of classical work, contemporary work, working with new choreographers and then learning classics. So that was a good experience. And then what turned out really well for me was getting to choreograph a lot, which I really have a passion for. And so the longer I was there, the more I was able to do, and that was really, really rewarding experience. Getting to choreograph on professional dancers isn't an opportunity that a lot of people get, and so it allows you to really do anything you want. Anything you think of, anything you can dream up, you can do. We were called in for a special meeting. We were given the news that Omaha Theater Ballet would be closing, and that they were at the point when that decision was basically a final decision. Any efforts that could be made had been made, and this was the news, and this would be our last season. So instantly, I guess my mind went to action. How can we? This is important. We've got to keep dance here. How can we do that? And so when it was clear that the Omaha Theater Ballet was going to close, if we wanted to keep dance here, which we did, we were going to have to start something new and start a new company. So that's what we did.
Hi, I'm Natasha Grimm. I'm a company dancer with Ballet Nebraska, and I've been dancing since I was 7 years old, so it's a huge part of my life. I've been dedicating my whole life to it. And I'm actually from Council Bluffs, Iowa, so it's very convenient to be dancing in Omaha. I first heard of Ballet Nebraska from Erica. We were trying to figure out what to do from that point, and Erica Overturf and Sarah both stood up and they decided to do something about it and save ballet, and I'm so happy, and they asked me to be a part of it, and of course I would love to. This is my hometown, and I would hate to see anything happen to the arts.
Hey Jim, it's Erica. I was just calling to let you know that we're probably going to be there after 7 because we're still fiddling around with the costume and getting the wings attached and stuff. So, but we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.
Were we good?
That's good for now while we take a look at it.
That's my sister's bridesmaid dress.
Is it really?
Yes.
Well,
They
I'm
were
lucky
from
girls.
Raleigh.
We're out here today doing a photo shoot for Midsummer Night's Dream. We're hoping that this summer we can get our photos put together for all of our shows next season. So Midsummer was the last piece of our puzzle that we still had to find the photos for. So we wanted to do just a really pretty, glamorous photo of Natasha to represent a fairy from Midsummer Night's Dream. So hopefully we got it, because it's hot out here and muddy and soggy, and there's ants. To get the company started, it takes things coming together from about 1 million different directions. The first step we knew was to apply for our nonprofit status. Once we had that, we knew we'd be able to accept donations and apply for grants. You have to be a nonprofit to get most of that type of funding. And ballet companies depend on a really large percentage of their operating funds come through donations and grants. So we started working on that end of things right away. Also, in order to put on a season, we had to start deciding what shows we were going to do, look at venues, in the meantime, get dancers lined up, and, just get everything going. So as far as this summer period, we have all of that stuff figured out, what shows we're going to do, where they're going to be. But it's constantly just trying to build relationships and get in touch with people in the community, let them know we're here, and everybody's been just wonderfully receptive to us. We have so many ideas of really neat ways for Ballet Nebraska to get involved with other groups and make ballet and dance accessible by reaching out to other groups. So we've had a really good response when we reach out to people and say, hey, this is who we are, here's what we do. We have a really neat idea of how you could get involved with us. People really love it.
I'm Matthew Carter, and I'm a company dancer. I used to dance with Ohio Ballet, Lake Erie Ballet. I was a dancer with Les Ballet Trocadero de Monte Carlo for several years, and I was also with Omaha Theater Ballet. My last production with Omaha Theater Ballet was actually Swing, 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 which Ballet Nebraska is opening with this season, but I had decided to retire at the end of the season prior, and the director convinced me to stay on to do a few shows in the following season, which I did, but as you get older as a dancer, it's harder and harder to maintain your body and for you to get your body to do the same things that it always did. So that was part of it. I was starting to feel a little bit of that constraint, but also I was presented with an opportunity to open a school in town with my business partner, and the planets were just seeming to align, so I felt like it was a good time to retire from performing and move on. But now the alignment of the planets has changed a little, so I'm back dancing.
Oh, I think this needs cut too.
We're here at the Jocelyn Museum getting ready to perform French songs, which was choreographed by Matthew. And Natasha and Matthew have been rehearsing for, how long would you say? A month or something?
A month or so.
So yesterday we came with Sasha and Brett, and we all rolled out the Marley upstairs in the atrium. And so today they'll be performing the Pas de Deux twice. It's in connection with the museum's French Impressionist exhibits.
One of my first ballet classes, we did a little leap, and I seriously had jazz hands as I was doing it. I was doing tombe pas de right and
You
it just like
what?
came out.
An Italian fashion?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, whoops, don't.
My name is Erin Porter. I'm the Artistic Director of Ballet Nebraska, which is our state's new professional ballet company. Tonight, two of our company dancers will perform a pas de deux from the French song, a classical ballet that celebrates courtship, longing, and romance. The ballet was choreographed by Matthew Carter and premiered in 2007. We'd also like to invite you to Ballet Nebraska's season premiere of Swing, Swing, Swing at Orpheum Theater on October 2nd. Master choreographer Harrison McDowney expertly brings the swing era to life in this high-energy showcase for the dancers of Ballet Nebraska, backed by live on-stage jazz and vocals from the Doyle Music Ensemble. And now, please enjoy French songs.
It's all hard, but it's also really exciting. As we get closer to starting rehearsals, easier is not the right word, but I feel like a little weight lifted and a little more confident as we get closer to everything starting and the rehearsals starting, because we are at that place and we are in a position where we know, like, we're going to be putting on this show, we're going to start rehearsals, the company is starting, you know? So that feels really good. We've kind of been building up to that, so I feel like we're in a good place right now with rehearsals start in a week. So it's exciting. And I think also, too, because to get ready for that, we've, I've been doing some of the preparations, figuring out the casting and looking at the choreography and who's going to stage what and when is Harrison going to come and things like that, and starting to think about that and the dancing, and is the fun part, and everybody getting back together. We've all seen each other because we've been working on outreach projects and things like that, but you develop a real camaraderie when you work together every day in an environment like that. So it'll be fun to get that back together. Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm Kelsey Schwenker. I'm from Boulder, Colorado. I grew up at a studio in Broomfield and decided to go to college, went to University of Oklahoma, and got a Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Ballet Performance, and graduated last May, and that brought me here to Ballet Nebraska for my first year as an apprentice in the company. Swing was definitely a unique production. Most interesting for me was being lifted over Sasha's head, like running at him taunting me, and then, I just jumped, pushed off his shoulders, and he just threw me with a careless abandon over his head, and I had to cross my fingers and hope that Alberto was going to get me.
I'm Erin Alarcon, and I'm 22, and I grew up in Hackettstown, New Jersey. And this past May, I graduated from Mercyhurst College with a BA in Dance Performance, and I came here in August to Omaha, Nebraska to start with Ballet Nebraska. My parents were in Italy the week that I moved here, so I was by myself trying to move cross country, and I had Kelsey's, the other apprentice in the company, I had her address and her email and her phone number, and we talked, and I came here not having a place to live, which is kind of scary, and then we met up and we got an apartment the first night that I was here.
My name is Brett Sampson. I came to Nebraska last year. And you want to know how old I am? Okay, I'm 25 years old. I've been dancing since I was about 8. I started at a little studio in Wisconsin and started my professional ballet training out of high school. A city like this should have a ballet. I think that's important. But just everyone was so passionate about this. No one was going to take no for an answer. They were like, no. We're having ballet here. Ballet's staying in Omaha. And that was pretty inspiring to see how important it was to everyone, and to be in the midst of all this. It's kind of cool.
And what size are your character shoes?
These are like a 6.5.
So they run big.
Yeah.
They run big. Everybody ordered smaller than what they normally wear.
Do you guys want to try it and see if any of these work? Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
You want one foot? I'll try the other foot.
I've got to fit into both of these.
It's options. We're giving you options.
Okay, I can fit this one or that one.
Either too small or too big. Okay, your problem.
Yeah,
All
these
right.
are pretty huge.
They're way too big. Okay.
But
That's what Claire said.
Yeah.
well, where is Claire?
I don't know, but she said that.
I'm Claire Goodwillie, and I'm 19 years old. I was born and raised here in Omaha, Nebraska, and I studied at Omaha Theater Ballet under Robin Welch since I was about 6, I believe, so I guess about 13 years. We started out with the That's What She Said is how it started, and then I think Brett was maybe the first one who started the That's What Claire Said, and then Erica like loved it and like so and everyone just like sort of did that. I forgot we did that.
I told Harrison about that we were starting Ballet Nebraska. He was really thrilled, and he was like, "You guys can do it. I'll help you any way I can. You know, you can do my ballets, or I'll choreograph for you." And you know, he's just super supportive, which was exciting because we were taking on obviously a really big challenge, starting a new professional ballet company.
He is quite a whippersnapper. He had so much energy that the whole day that we spent there, it felt like it went by in 2 hours.
I actually wish we'd had more time with him. He had a lot to say about the style that he wanted for the piece, and just, you know, any interaction you had with him was really fun because he's very lively and loud and hilarious, and I wish he'd been there more to like help set it, but any time that we got with him was great.
Same thing at the beginning. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, don't think of this so quarter body. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. That's it. 7, 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. Let it down. 7, 1, 2, down, 8, back, in the mirror. Let it down. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7. Wait, watch. This is the difference, you guys. Remember, we're just on stage hopping, and you can't feel opposition. Just do this. Do not do this anywhere in the piece. Yeah. So you can feel the opposition, but it's yeah. Whatever you're feeling, but always going opposite that foot. And yeah. In my stuff, actually, this goes for everybody. The new people and stuff too. In my stuff, everything has to be honest or sincere. It is not a contrived ballet piece, and it's not like that ballet story with and trust me, I'm a classicist. Like I love all the classics, and I think they're amazing. But this form of thing, it has to be real, or audiences get it. Audiences understand if you're not being sincere, you're not being real. So don't be cutesy. Don't make anything that you think it's like. And I'm not reading. You did a great job. You did exactly what I asked. But it's like. Because that's not you, and I bet, depending on how you're dressed and who you are, I bet that's not your personality, you know what I mean? Really, so be you, you know what I mean? Be you, turn up, and if you're somebody who's a little more like, has a little more attitude or whatever, then same thing. You come down, you're a little bit like, what? You know? Or whatever it is, you know? Like, make it who you are, and make it honest. Don't make it a showy thing, because that doesn't work, and I don't like that in my pieces, yeah? Does that make sense? So, and again, and just feel solid wherever you go. Wherever you're going, where you're standing, be solid. Yeah, he's a good partner. He's got it.
A lot of weird stunts that we had to learn, like, in a flash in that show. I mean, you had to climb over the person's shoulder and then grab their inside of their legs to flip then into like a strange hinge on the floor. Which I can't, it's obviously a balletic interpretation of a fight, because I can't see anything being that choreographed, obviously.
Is this one? Oh, y'all see. That's it. Now, actually, the girls, I'm going to say it's a freaky lift. Two things. Is I don't feel like y'all are very secure putting around. Don't lift me. But when he comes here, as he goes, already, you have to be like face up into him, like grabbed on here. So this thing, both of you are holding on really loose. So as I go, do you feel like you can hold my weight? No, that's cool. Good. Just go over a little bit, girls. You have to be like that. And all the way around in between there. So, just stay there a second. So when you come out, after it's unwound, I'm like that. You're holding on like that tight and up. Does that make sense? And the other thing is, it feels like a hard landing, but you're twisting your legs sideways. Keep them and let your feet lead and land first. Because I think that's the safest way. Just do one at a time, yours. Grab it. No, hold on. When you're doing this right, come here. Because I just say it for your safety, because you're putting your hands on the sides like this, and you have to reach around. Even if the guy grabs you, just tell me what the thing is. There, like that. So that you're going like that as you go. You ready? There you go. Good girl. So you really want to reach like that, because pulling up helps you support your feet landing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to slaughter on you. Helps you support your feet landing. Does that make sense?
Does it help? Would you be able to do that if I get lower, or does that not?
It might. It might if you get a little lower. Good girl. There you go. So they're going to. You want to wait there the way that you can. You're grabbing in this way. You're going to go. But actually, I say, give me a second. The guys, get her up first so she can get wrapped. This is actually why, I'm just going to say, this is actually why you go between your legs. Because if I do this, wrap around my legs. She's already there. Now that she's on the side, she can't wrap it on. So if it's on the side, it feels better for y'all, that's cool. But if I go between her legs, she can already wrap with her arms. And I do the same thing. Like, tell me if it feels better or different to you. So if you go, you wrap there, then I'm just getting her, bend your legs, go. Are you okay? Do you feel like that was a more secure grip or less?
No, I think that's better.
Because I don't think it changes. It's still, I'm not using my neck to lift her. All it is to get underneath her, but I still just stand straight with my back, but I think it lets them wrap both arms. To me.
If it's, I don't know if it's not better for you.
Wrap up your legs, just stand. Push her. There you go. That's it. That's it. And then at the end of it, a little bit, just I'd say keep your hips up. It'll help you. It makes the landing, oddly enough, a little softer. Yeah. And then I hold the guys, it's cool, it's a fight, but it's a dance fight, so who cares? It's like this, as butch as West Side Story is. So when you go, still hold on to her arms, just to know that she's connected with the floor. I think you guys are okay. You both been doing that. Thank you so much. Good job. Oh my God, of course. Of course.
Yesterday was our last day in the studio, which is kind of exciting and a scary moment. We started off the day kind of early in the morning. We went over to the scene shop to load out the entire set, see what was there, what needed work. It was kind of a rough morning for me. The night before, I got food poisoning really bad after rehearsal, so I was sick all night. But there was no getting out of work for me, so we were there in the morning to do that, and then we had an in-studio dress rehearsal, which is an important part of getting ready to come to the theater. It's a chance to try everything, try all the costumes, see what's missing, what needs to be fixed and altered, and where we're at with everything, and have the dancers try everything, because the costumes throw you off at first, all the costume changes and everything, so it's a good way to get everything all together. So it's usually a big, busy day. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to dance like I normally would have, but I was still there to take notes during that rehearsal for all the dancers, and then also technical and artistic notes. So now we're here in the final countdown to the first performance. So tomorrow we'll still be loading in, still work being done on the set, still props being bought and gathered and made, meetings, radio interviews, things like that. And then on Tuesday we have technical time on the stage, plus all the dancers will come, we'll do our spacing, we'll do a tech rehearsal that evening. On Wednesday, Harrison will be back, so that's exciting. We'll have a rehearsal with him, and we'll have a dress rehearsal on Wednesday. And we'll have our first rehearsal with the band on Wednesday night. Then on Thursday, it's our first performance. We have a school show in the morning, and a dress rehearsal with the band at night. So the school shows are without the band, so we kind of have to practice both versions. Friday, similar schedule, school show, and then we have some TV interview things, and then dress rehearsal with the band. Friday night, load out all night, from 9:30 to hopefully 12:30. Load out everything, costumes, sets, and everything. Again, rent a truck, get it over here, get everything ready to go, so we can be at the Orpheum at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday for a load in. And that'll be a big day. They have to load everything in, hang everything, do all of the lighting, set all the cues, do all the band stuff, get everything ready, lay the Marley, spike. I don't know, it's a lot of stuff. And then the dancers will be there in the afternoon to space things. If we have any time whatsoever, we'll try to walk through or run through or tech through. We just have to see how it goes because we have a limited amount of time in the space. And then, opening night, and then reception, and at the same time, load everything out.
Today is Tuesday. I'm not sure what day it is, but anyway, we're in the theater since about 12 o'clock class, and now we're going through the whole show, breaking it down, making sure we have all the props, sets, moving all that stuff around, make sure everything works. Basically, getting it all done,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And stay still. Feeling? Lay down, Brian. Push your leg. There you go.
Tech Week was very involved. We ended up doing a lot of tech-related things, which I actually miss doing. At school, we were required to be on crew for shows, and it was one of my favorite things.
It's the other way, doesn't it? I don't know how they were doing it. Did they have this?
Yeah, they had to do
this.
Oh, it's better if it's facing up. Yeah. We're going to pull this out a little bit more.
We were just working that whole week to pull everything together. The dancers even were helping make the sets. Sasha and I painted with the help of another lady that came in to volunteer. It was really busy. I think we probably work well under pressure because the whole thing has been under pressure.
Tech Week was long and really tiring. but it actually made it feel like our show because we put it together. I actually put the little lights inside of the backdrop. Those were all single lights that we specifically placed there. That was very long, but it made it feel like something that I could be proud of, not only of my dancing, but also of the show that we put up.
Doing a good job, guys. Keep up the good work.
I grew up in Omaha, and I trained here, and I danced here, and I even danced here professionally for 3 years. And while I got my bachelor's at the same time, which was interesting. And then I danced for 6 years with Ballet Quad Cities in Davenport, Iowa. And after that, I went to University of Iowa and got my master's in dance, and then came to Ballet Nebraska. We're making my hair big, so it shows on stage and it looks like 40s hairdo. And they never had straight hair in the 40s, and apparently they spent at least an hour every day doing their hair, which is a little absurd.
How long did it take you to do this? Oh, fancy do.
About 30, 45 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a lot of product in my hair.
I'm the resident hairstylist here at Ballet Nebraska.
It's a nice flower. You want to look at the camera and tell them where you got it?
Iowa Western donated this flower to me.
Oh, that was nice of them.
In other words, she picked it illegally.
Okay.
That wasn't true.
I just want to tell you guys that apparently the movie that we saw today, Lance said, is showing in 3D as well.
It is. I heard that.
Okay, let's pin them up.
Bruises.
Oh yeah,
And
you
I'm
want to
good.
get these bruises on camera?
Look what happens when men touch you.
That is what Claire said. How this week has been. What this week has been like.
It's been better every day.
Yeah, the run-through's been going pretty smoothly.
They get better every time.
Yeah? How was the first run-through?
A little rough for me. But that just means it'll be awesome tomorrow.
What are you working on?
I'm working on my eyebrows.
Yeah? What's wrong with them?
I'm making them dark and bushy. They're really good. I look like a clown. I can't stop. I mean, I need to stop staring at myself in the mirror.
Maybe we should put the makeup lights on. They won't look so
Maybe. But I'm not gonna look like Queen Elizabeth.
Is that pretty important for the stage to have big eyebrows?
You need definition of the face because the lights will wash you out. Daughters. It just came on my iPod and it made me miss my mom and dad.
Oh, where's your mom and dad?
New Jersey. The Garden State. The Garden State. Probably doing mafia things.
Yeah?
Yep.
They in the mafia?
They are. The Ecuadorian mafia.
Wow.
In New Jersey.
Yes.
How are you feeling, Jennifer, getting ready for this last dress before the big show?
Pretty good. I mean, like, I think we got this one in the bag.
Yeah? Everything go pretty well at the school show this morning?
Yeah, you know, the headpieces were a little, like, flyabout-ish, but I think that they're under control now.
Okay.
Or one hopes.
I don't think Erica's here, or if she's here, I can't find her.
I don't think she's here.
But if everybody wouldn't mind, well, are you involved in the bed thing?
Yes.
At like maybe 10 till curtain or 5 till. I don't know how you feel about that. If we could have a powwow.
That would be great.
I know that Brett fell, but there was also.
I didn't fall. I was ran over.
I know Brett got
by
ran
some
over,
tension.
but there was also some other issues with how the traffic was going. So maybe we can just kind of map that out. Because this morning it was pretty bad and dangerous.
Anyway, you don't own me. Not you. Not you. Not you. No one owns me. Don't tell me what to do. Say. Just myself. I just want to be myself. Okay, I'm gonna warm up now. Swing technically was a hard show because it's high energy There were a lot of steps. It was a different style than most of us were used to. And then you add the technical elements. That's an intense show with the sound and because having the live music, and then there was some recorded music, and then the lights and the projection going on, and then the props going in and out. There were just a lot of elements that went in with it, and it can make it very tricky to all come together.
I'm like a deer in headlights in that part. I know, I see. It's like going on stage backwards and like counting.
And I always try to have, I'm like, it's okay. It's okay.
I think we're about to go up again.
It sucks that you're the first one.
You can count on me, you guys.
Really like doing it. Just
Encouragement.
Sorry.
Thanks for the boost.
I didn't realize. It's like, it sucks that you're the first one.
I don't know how you do it.
Yep, thanks.
Yep, thanks, yeah. Great. Boy, that was fun.
What else now?
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah. Great.
Okay, I'll be here ready to go tomorrow at 6 in costume.
Perfect. That'd be great. Thanks. I'm so excited.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We were exhausted, and there had been some long days, and you get up and you do school shows early, but I think the camaraderie of tearing it down and knowing that we were going to the Orpheum, that it's like, hey, we're all here, we're going to do it together, and I have to use a power tool, which is fun, take things apart, and we had a couple tape wars with pulling up the tape from the Marley, and always more fun to do things together and to have a good time than to begrudge, like, oh my gosh, we have to load all this out, and we have to, like, get it all in the Orpheum tomorrow, and might as well enjoy what you do.
Oh, this squirrel! Unscrew something.
What else needs to be unscrewed?
It's like a glove. Well, that was dumb luck.
Hey, Lance,
Yeah.
do you want to trade me? Because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be any good anymore.
Alright, wait. Little Misha.
Are we doing the foxhole next? Is that, or what's
No,
next?
that's going to be one of the last.
That's the last thing, okay. Because
That'll actually
that's how I want to end it.
Or
That's Claire's vanity.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So
It's
this
all
one's heavy
mine.
on this side.
Okay.
We've been here too long.
This is when slap happiness sets in after being in the theater since 8.
Alberto, what are we doing?
Oh, at this point of the day, I don't know anymore.
Gotta get my intestines.
And you, what are you doing?
We've done everything as leanly as possible while still keeping a really high quality. But we keep the schedules tight, we keep the budgets tight, and we really try to make everything work. We'll practice in one venue and then move to another in order to save money and all of those things to make it possible to put on the season. And so that's just the way that we needed to do it. But everything just has to go perfectly and run smoothly and come together.
Moving to the Orpheum was kind of scary.
That was probably the craziest day because we only had that one afternoon at the Orpheum to space everything and get all the lighting stuff ready, and we didn't even like tech the last half of the show at the Orpheum. We just sort of went on the fly. So
My name is Doyle Tippler. The band called Doyle Music Combo. It's basically it's not a group that plays together all the time. It's just kind of a put together musicians for occasions, and this is just another one of those occasions. Erica contacted me through Facebook actually. Probably in springtime, it was a long time ago. And she hit me up and said, hey, we're thinking about putting together a ballet company again and doing the show. Would you be interested? And kind of exchanged some ideas, some information. So I contacted the guys after Erica confirmed the dates and everything was kind of solid. And then we only rehearsed one time. We had a rehearsal the week before this week. We got together just kind of really informally at my house. And I bribed the guys with beer and pizza to come over so we can play through it so they wouldn't have to come in cold. And so we came over, spent about 2.5, 3 hours, and played through some of the harder numbers, got reacquainted with the books.
Whole thing.
Okay.
Same thing. Yes. 1, 2, 1, 2. There's a hot band way down a very talented group. They take me on through. And even though the band can't understand where things go, they never got it wrong. 'Cause when the drummer boy comes, they're up and down the start mixing out here. It's a whole different thing every time
Things went very smoothly. There just weren't enough hours in the day. And as a dancer, as the time that kept ticking by, I started to get a little nervous. Not so much that we didn't make it through the entire show. We didn't space the entire show or even tech the entire show before we ran it, which is a little nerve-wracking, I think, for everybody, because there's things that may go wrong and you don't know. What I started to worry about is we started eating into warm-up time and getting ready time and just having a little bit of peace of mind before you start, and that was starting to shrink smaller and smaller and smaller.
It was an interesting day. It was a little stressful having just been here today.
Yeah.
So I feel like a little more time would have been beneficial, but I think we're going to rock it out.
I feel actually good, almost ready, never completely ready because I'm an artist, so I can never be satisfied. I just have a problem with this hair, you see, since this morning it didn't come down. It's a little detail that must be fixed somehow.
So anyway, for the guys, you can get your stuff now if you want, and then just check everything over really well.
I'm coming, okay.
Since we had the move and the wash, that we didn't lose anything.
Okay, I will come now.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Bye.
So you have to go get your costumes ready?
I have to go, but I have still a couple of minutes. No hurry. And you, are you ready?
No.
No. I'm sorry, it's too late.
It's too late.
I think that this is a monumental day for Ballet Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited. I'm trying to find my quiet place because the band was really loud on stage. Leotard, eyelashes, hair, mole.
I have my quick change.
Oh, that's so too.
And then I just change back into this and I come back down here after blue skies. I'll be your personal attendant when you get married.
This is what it's reminding me. Oh.
Don't put that on there! I don't even have a ring!
I don't know what time it is, but I usually am running late getting ready, so better keep pushing. Yesterday I was feeling great, just really calm. We did the school show, it went terrific, and
Today I woke up and was like freaking out all day, and there's nothing I can really do about it. I think everything's going well. It's just a feeling. So, but I think that once I get out there and start dancing, then I'm just gonna not worry about anything and just have fun. That's my plan. So hopefully that will work. And then when it's over, I don't know. Anyway, this is kind of surreal, I guess. It's kind of surreal. Somebody was saying, can you believe it's been a year and I'm like, no, because I just worked on it every single day. I can't believe it's been a year, but it just feels like it's been a really, really long day. So.
I get nervous right before the curtain opens or the lights go on, and then once they go on, you're in the zone. It's all good.
So it's just that.
Just that split second when you're like, but maybe this isn't gonna go well.
Have fun.
House announcement, can go, please.
Welcome to Glasgow Hall at the European Theatre. Before the performance begins, please take a moment to silence your electronic devices. As a courtesy to our performers, photography and recording devices are not permitted. Thank you and enjoy the performance.
Well, it was a really big day. I mean, I think it was exciting, but here was the moment of, our company debut and everything, which is thrilling, but then this is it too, like we're telling everybody we're here and we're great, and I knew we were. It was just a matter of hoping that all the technical stuff came together, and it did.
Sugar candy man. We go
describe Swing, Swing, Swing as definitely the most energetic, fast-paced show that I've ever done. It was really interesting to do something other than classical ballet. There was ballet in it, there was point work, but most of it was swing dancing, which was a lot of fun to learn.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh my god, I'm actually falling.
My hair fell out.
I thought swing would be a really good one because it's just really fun. It has a great energy, and it's not all classical. It just had, with the swing era, just something that we thought would really draw people in, and then expose them to ballet, but also some other styles of dance, and just the energy of it was great for us starting our season and kicking off the company.
What do you think? Should we go work?
Only if we can rivet and not do double punches.
Okay, let's rivet. If we could have power tools, where are the power tools?
Can we have power tools?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be great?
You guys had screwdrivers in your power tools. We had rocks and sticks.
Rocks and sticks.
And point shoes.
Look at point shoes. Yes. Apparently we take our point shoes to work.
Yeah. We rivet with our point shoes.
Kind of like this.
I wonder why that is.
And sometimes you go around twice. Sometimes you go around once and you pop, pop, pop.
Sometimes I go around twice and then I fall.
All day long, with rain or shine, she's a gorgeous Sunday night. She's making us working with goes.
We had gotten used to doing our quick changes in the other theater, there were so many costume changes with so many different people. Ballet Nebraska, 2 people helping you, and hair changes, and having to put your exact amount of bobby pins next to your hat so you knew where it was, and getting used to the different sides of the stage that you had to change on, and the space is completely different in the Orpheum. There's like a lot more backstage space behind, but not in the wings, or you don't want to change there because people can see into the wings, and so it's a lot different. But just by then we were like a well-oiled machine in terms of the quick changes, and knowing how much time we had for everything, that we didn't let it phase us at all.
Damn, we're getting good at these quick changes. We're getting good at these quick changes. I don't know what to do with my extra time. Some pins, right? What's that? You need some pins. So we're gonna scrap.
it was sort of a really neat culmination. You know, in one aspect, it was just the start, you know, of something. But on the other hand, it was a culmination of now we're real, you know, now we're here, we're a ballet company, a professional company, and we've done our first show, and it happened, and we were good, and, you know, like, and here we are, and we, you know, a lot of us love each other, really, and so, you know, it just is, it's just emotional, I guess.
things would work out. Obviously, nobody did, but I remember having a couple meetings with some of the dancers, and you know, people were pretty pumped because their families are here, their houses are here, they grew up here, and you know, they're like, let's make this happen, let's do it, let's do it. I kind of thought, well, maybe they need something here. Maybe we have to stick together on this one. You know, maybe we better keep the ballet here.
You're glad you did.
I'm glad I stayed.
This is where all my family is. This is my roots. I don't want to leave here, and I'm so fortunate enough to have a professional ballet company where I'm from, in my hometown, where I don't have to move anywhere, and I hope that it stays here forever.
It can pass you by, it can be your road, a road once traveling life. It can weigh you down, it can be your start, a new beginning. Shine a light, don't shy away, you've got more than it takes, you know, you know. It can feel on hold, it can feel like miles stretched before you life. It can be your dance, it can be your song, a song worth singing. Shine a light, don't shy away, you've got more than it takes. together.
I want to know whose idea it was to
Put that in there.
You want to know how I really feel?